let's see actually discover how to discover your Oracle applications. And you have a Oracle database, and how to protect that Oracle database. When we say protect, how to capture the data, right? If you're ready to decide taking the backups from Actifio, and let's try to understand how this protection starts and how to discover your Oracle applications so that it will comes under Actifio bucket. So Actifio start taking the backups. And as part of prerequisites, there are very small prerequisites we just need to take care before we start the discover and protection process. And make sure that you install Actifio connector on the database host which you are running your database. And of course, confirm your source database is up and running. And you set Oracle SID entry in etc Vora tab for Linux systems, or var opt Oracle for Solaris systems. Confirm database is running in archeolog mode. So this is a prerequisite, it's a mandatory prerequisite to run the database in archeolog mode, because we are using RMN API calls to capture the data as part of when the database is up and running. So make sure that your database is running in archeolog mode. Of course, I think database should be, associated with a SP file and WebP file. And if you are maintaining a rack configuration, and make sure that your RMN configuration setting snapshot control file should be located under a shared disk so that it can be accessed by all the nodes. And if it is a standalone system, yeah, you can use a file system, or you can use a ASM disk group to keep this configuring snapshot control file. And enable the block change tracking, which is a BCT feature, which is optional, but still we strongly recommend to enable this BCT feature. The reason I think so, there is a difference between incremental backup and a fast incremental backup, right? I think if you remember in the last webinar, so the incremental backup, if you are not enabling BCT, it has to read or scan the entire data files to identify the incremental changes. So it's maybe a tedious process, takes time. Though your backup sizes might be smaller because it is incremental, but the elapsed time was, backup running time was, you don't see any difference. And instead, if you enable BCT at the database level, and if you are taking this incremental block backups, so it is easy to identify the block changes using a block change tracking file and pick up the blocks and speed up the backup. That's why we called as fast incremental backups with BCT. And make sure that your retention policies are configured using Actifio's GUI-based SLA tool.
Thank you for joining us for another YouTube Tech Tip video. If you like the content you're seeing on this channel, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you will be alerted to any future content.